you have to break the pattern. So there's a pattern of behavior, a routine that you're locked in on that keeps you in a position that you no longer desire. Or there are certain elements to the patterns that you are experiencing, certain areas within your patterns of behavior and thinking that are preventing you from moving or expanding in a direction that you want to go. So we have to break that pattern. It could just be like a slight shift that you have to make. And I have created a protocol to break this pattern. This is how I've been able to execute tasks in my life. It wasn't because I forced myself into doing something and I really buckled down. It was because I broke a pattern according to a shift that I made, a radical shift within my own consciousness, my subconscious mind specifically. So these things work in tandem, right? You have your subconscious mind and your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind is those beliefs that you have that you carry out because it's what is hardwired into your being. Your conscious mind are the things that you have control over, that you can change and shift, and you can say, oh, well, I don't have that belief, or I don't want to believe in that. So you use your conscious mind to do certain things, carry out certain tasks. Whereas with the subconscious, you don't have that control, right? And whatever is inside of your subconscious mind is what is going to happen naturally within your experience, right? And then there is the conscious choices and actions that you can take to break these subconscious patterns. And you can take conscious action in order to support a shift that is happening within your subconscious mind. But you can program the subconscious mind to make you act consciously in a way, or to come across something in your experience that is going to prompt your conscious mind to do something different. So that might be what this is, right? Like last night, you might have programmed into your subconscious mind as you fell into sleep. That's where a lot of the subconscious programming actually happens, when you go to sleep or when you are just waking up and your brain is in a certain state of being, a frequency, right? Those powerful frequencies that you experience before you go to bed, and as you're drifting off into bed, and as you're just waking up, right? So you might have programmed into your subconscious mind as you were drifting into sleep last night, or as you were waking up, that you are a changed person, that you made a decision, that after watching 2 videos ago, or 3, 4, I don't know how many, after watching my one video about having a complete reset, so it sparked something within you, that you made a choice, and as you were drifting, you decided, I'm going to do a complete reset on my life. I'm going to make a radical change in my life. I'm just so over this. I'm making this change. I'm doing this. And it's happening and it's done. And then right when you fell asleep, you made that subconscious impression into your brain to shift. So now, as you are going on in your life, and that subconscious belief that you are changed and that you're making a decision, you have made a solid choice for yourself, you have come across something in your life, being this video, that is going to help assist you in actually making a conscious change again. So it's like a deepening process. You're on a journey with me. I don't know if you knew this. If you're coming back here and you're watching my videos, or you're new here and you're just locked in on this frequency, it's a frequency to really start to see changes in your life. You are on a journey with me right now in this moment in time, which is amazing. I'm so happy to be on this journey with you. You came into contact with this frequency, this particular frequency, because of a subconscious impression that you may have made. Do you understand the gravity of that awareness? Do you understand the awareness? Comment below. Do you understand what that means? So because you have made a subconscious impression, you're going to come across all kinds of things. This could be just one example of things that are going to assist you in witnessing the materialization of the subconscious imprint that you made. So everything is a materialization of what you have implanted and imprinted into your subconscious mind, whether you were aware of it or not. So that's what this is about. This right here, what I'm sharing with you, you must break the pattern. And you broke it. You look, give yourself some credit. You broke it when you made that imprint on your own mind to make a change and then to therefore witness this materialization of the assistance that you need in order to make that change. So, to break that pattern is to work consciously and subconsciously. I mean, subconsciously, when you work subconsciously, that's the real work. That's the inner work. That's what's going to make the most impact. And it's going to empower you to a degree that, you might not even want to know about that or even feel ready for that. It's kind of freaky because that's how powerful you are. Like, do you understand how much people underplay and underestimate the power of being a human? You are conditioned, subconsciously programmed to believe that, I'm just a human, like no big deal. Like, it's kind of a big deal because you're so magnificent. And the reason why is because the Most High Creator is so magnificent. I mean, the creator of all creations, of all worlds and realms and all things in existence, that's very different than the universe. The universe is not the creator. The universe is not God. The universe is a creation of God. That's why we have multiverses. God is the creator of many universes, unfathomable amounts of universes. So you could see very clearly the difference between the universe and God. All right, I had to put a pause on things because I just deleted mad videos off my phone. But anyways, this is not even to open a debate about God or any of that. It's really just to reiterate, you are a human, sure, but you are amazing. Like, that is no small feat. So when you start to make these shifts, these subconscious shifts, and you start to witness some motion and you start to witness the reality of your power and you start to embrace your power, it might freak you out, and that's okay. It's very natural. The only reason you feel some type of way about it is because it is a condition. You're conditioned to think that way, to feel disempowered, to feel powerless, to feel like you are not capable of certain things when you are. You're very, 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 very capable. Also programmed to not have a proper attention span, an attention span that allows you to, sustain a certain state of awareness and a state of being.
Wawa.
It's as natural as the message that I have for you today, which is that you must break the pattern. And the pattern, that you can break a pattern in so many different ways. Let's go back to the frequency of your brain when you're waking up and when you're going to sleep. You want to utilize that to your advantage. What is the first thing that you go to do when you're waking up? Question that. Observe it. Apply what I'm saying. And observe yourself, become aware of yourself when you're waking up. And see, what is the first thing that you go to? Are you willing? Are you able? Are you going to make the choice to not only identify it, but to break the pattern of what you're usually doing and replacing it with something that's going to allow you to shift on that biological level, like within your nervous system? That's what's really running the show here. Your nervous system has to be in alignment with what it is that you're setting out to do. And you have direct access to it when you access those frequencies, when you access your subconscious mind. There's no way that you're just going to magically change without breaking certain patterns. You coming into contact with this information by way of a subconscious impression right? That's only a part of it. You also have to take those actions, because you can listen to me say this all day, but if you don't actually do it, you're going to be subject to your old frequency. You're going to be subject to the way that you've always been. And then you're going to keep accumulating knowledge. So now you're not operating from a place of ignorance, which is way worse, is to know and then to then move forward and not make the change and not do what you know you're supposed to do. That's where we start to have shame and guilt, and we start to like put ourselves down, and depending on what your gender is and how you identify yourself, you're going to experience different kinds of psychological distortions, right? If you're a man, you might feel a different kind of pressure and shame and guilt than that of a woman. If you come from a certain demographic, a certain kind of household, family, culture, you're going to feel different kinds of shame and guilt. And you're not alone in that. Many people go through this. And people seldom change because they hear the message, but they don't heed the message. So feel into how natural that is, though. You wake up and the first thing you do is crack open a beer. All right, that's the pattern. That's what your mind wants to do. Maybe the pattern is you wake up and you want to drink 2 espressos with, high amounts of sugar. Maybe you want to dash a coffee with your cup of creamer. But you made a subconscious impression the other night that, you know what, I'm going to shed some excess weight, I'm going to gain some muscle, and I'm going to start to be healthier, and I'm going to be kinder to my heart, because your heart has to work so hard pumping blood when your arteries are clogged. So you got to break that pattern. That's the work. And there's different systems that I've set in place to assist you in breaking that pattern while simultaneously being very mindful of your current position, being very mindful of who you are as an individual and as a soul. Because you can do all kinds of things. I mean, when it comes to dieting and like changing the way that you eat and your lifestyle overall, I've tried it all. I've tried Weight Watchers. I've tried scuba tuna fish and a grapefruit before every meal. I've tried all lean meat diet. I've tried vegetarianism, veganism, alkaline eat. I tried it all because I wanted to feel good in my body. I didn't want to be depressed anymore, and I thought that if I went through the food, then I might be able to like figure it out that way, because that's what the internet was pointing me towards. Well, what's your diet? What's your lifestyle? And I learned so much about myself through that process, through that desperation. And I clawed my way out of this hole, out of this state of desperation, into a state of immense levels of understanding for myself, where now I know I'm not going to compromise who I am. That's that stubborn and rebellious soul. And part of me wants to say, unfortunately, I'm just going to say it, unfortunately, I've been very, very rebellious and resistant towards, doing the right thing, because I was angry, and because I was resentful, and because I wanted everybody to be wrong, and I didn't want anybody to be right, because there was hypocrites in my life, and that pissed me off. But just because there are hypocrites and people who are representative of the reasons you've gone astray in your life doesn't mean that everybody is reflective of that. Women often say, oh, all men are they're not loyal and they're this way. Okay, just because you had that experience doesn't mean that's the reality for every man. That's very unfair for you to think that about every man that exists, and vice versa. Women are too emotional. That's just how they are. Okay, well, perhaps you've never really witnessed what it is to be with an emotionally intelligent woman who has the capacity to regulate, given that the circumstances are appropriate. What is required is being provided to her as a woman in her divine feminine energy. So truly understand that breaking this pattern isn't just about locking in It's about acknowledging your heart and your soul. It's about knowing yourself. It's about familiarizing yourself with what you need. And the way that I help people and the way that I approach my own life is by leaving room for flexibility, for change, because we're constantly changing. And if you're anything like me, then you're going to change a lot within even 1 week. Your evolution process is quick because of the love of the game, the love of life, the love of the privilege to be here. So that means you have to factor in the fact that you're going to be changing while you make these shifts, while you make these conscious choices that are ultimately going to solidify into your neural network, right? We don't want to solidify something into our neural network that isn't going to be relevant in a month. So reach out to me. And if you want to work one-on-one with me, I would be happy to hop on a call with you and have a discussion about your current situation and how you want to navigate actually creating a system, a personalized system, for you to really reach that goal, for you to actually witness the change, how to witness the need, what your need is, to break those patterns appropriately, not just some scoop of tuna fish, cookie cutter protocol. I've also created a protocol to help you break that pattern. Email me the word protocol and I can send that to you for free. You will have access to it for free. And then you can go about those things. Of course, if you work one-on-one with me, we're gonna go way more in depth and then we can have a real conversation, a very powerful and transformative conversation. Don't be shy, comment, message, email me. I'm here, I'm available. I trust that you will take what you've received from this, which is a lot of value, and start to observe yourself. That's the first thing on the protocol. Observe yourself. Identify your current position, as I always say. So I appreciate all the newcomers. I appreciate all the people who have been on my channel. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful night. Have a beautiful life. It's right now. You know, it's not happening later. It's right now. Enjoy it. Appreciate it. Value your life.